Vampires and ghosts. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh shit, I gotta study. Alright guys, I want to talk to you guys about some things I'm learning in my theory of sociology class. It really stuck out to me. It's called Alienation. And it explains everything really. I love it. So I'm a guy that does not think about the name of the people who come up with these theories. If you ask me a person's name, I probably either know the name or I know the theory, but I cannot match them up. But this theory just it stood out to me. It's called alienation, and it's an idea that ideology that Karl Marx brought up, well, along with Engels, in the German ideology. So basically, what alienation is, all right. Well, let me start with mode of production, right? Basically, there are two mode of productions, to my knowledge, as far as I've gone with this. We have CMC, which is commodity to money to commodity, which is basically coming together to exchange things that we need to survive at the face value. But we live in a MCM prime, which is money, commodity, money, but prime. So that prime basically means we're not happy with what we have. We always want more. There's always more of something. You got promoted. You're a professor now. You're doing good. Yeah, but now I want to be the dean. There's always more. You could have a nice job, be living comfortable, but for America, we always want more. Through that more, greed is created. And not just greed, but that's in my opinion, is greed. But there is something that we create by having the MCM prime, which is commodity fetishism. So commodity fetishism is basically, so we need relationships to buy certain items of clothing, right? But through that, you don't think of how many people are involved in you buying that one piece of clothing. Not to mention, if it's a big name brand, most likely they're built out of some sweatshop shop with underage kids getting worked to death for little to no money at all. But besides that, it got to go through, it passes hands with the people who sell it. To get to the seller, it has to pass hands with so many shippers and movers, and maybe it went over a plane. You don't meet the pilot, you don't meet any of them. But that's only one half of the consequences of our mode of production, which, like I said, is the MCM prime. The major consequence that I want to talk about is alienation. So now, alienation, proper definition, the process of a subject suffering dependence on an external agency that was originally their own product. So to further break that down, basically, I'm making a product, right? When I go to work, I'm making a product. But I'm not in touch with that product. That product, I don't actually use that product. That product goes out to other people. And while I do make a check, the majority of the profits are going to someone else. So I'm basically alienated from the product itself. Now, to break that down further, you have, because I know it sounds a little weird. It was hard for me to grasp at first, but now I get it. So take a assembly line, which is perfect actually because of another term I might bring up. But you take an assembly line, and I'm this part of the assembly line where I have to make the caps, for instance, with this pen. But then someone else down the line is making the actual insides. We never actually see the whole process all together. We just take care of our part, right? So now I've lost touch with the product. I don't understand how the product is made, yet I'm helping it be made. And then it gets to someone who doesn't even give a damn about how the product is made. They never even think about how the product is made or who's making it. So there are 4 different types of alienation, guys. There's alienation from another. So we are alienated from others through things like competition, race, class, gender, sleep, family. We're alienated from all of these things. So basically, we're not understanding each other as much. Instead, we're becoming polarized to one side or the other, and then we spend work all day long working with people. I've had people that I work with, and I wouldn't know anything about them other than they're either too slow at this job or fast enough at this job. And it's really sad when you think about it. You spend most of your time with these people and you don't know anything about them because you're so busy working your life away. Then another one is alienation from the product. That's what I mentioned earlier, how we don't think about the process it takes to get these products there, or why the products are so affordable for our standards, but I wouldn't say affordable for our standards, but why the prices are so high here. So they're making so much money, but the people who makes the products never see any of that. They see pennies, dimes. They don't see any of the big bucks. And nobody thinks of the people, the middlemen who are, and women who are involved. You know, the mail lady, the person who makes the website, the people who sell it. A lot of people, it's to the point where we go somewhere, some people don't even look in the person's eyes. They just toss the money on stage, like, here. No, how was your day or anything like that? Because we don't care. It's not that we don't care, it's that the way our system is made, we don't have time to care. So, the third form of alienation ties into alienation from the product pretty much. I kind of spoke about both of them intertwining because they're a lot the same. So what I've mentioned before was, I would say, more alienation from the process, but alienation from the product is like you don't even understand the ins and outs of this product. You just doing it. You just use it just to use it, you know? And I know this is probably a crappy explanation. I'm hoping some people understand it, but I'm learning too, guys, and I'm trying to get better at this whole YouTube thing. So I'm just trying it out. I'm down for comments, so I'm going to be tweaking it here and there because I want to do this more often. But the last one, the one that I really connect with is alienation from the self. So we are so busy that we don't have time to truly understand ourselves. We don't have time to understand why we might be upset, why we do this. Instead, and to handle our basic needs. Instead, we just work, drive to work, go to school, you know? And like I said, a lot of this ties in. So those were like the core things, but now I can actually start talking. For instance, when I'm at school working for a piece of paper. I am putting in hard ass work just for a piece of paper that, in my opinion, does not tell you a person's intelligence. Multiple things outside of school counts intelligence. In American universities are a business, like at the end of the day. But the way our system is set up, that piece of paper can go a long way. So I'm willing to put up with it. But now, while I'm in school learning about this stuff, I'm also alienating myself from my family. I can't spend time with my mother. I can't spend time with my dog. You know, me personally, what I love doing sociology and psychology, I love it. But besides doing those actual topics, doing homework and general education and stuff, I hate it. And when I'm doing that, I would probably much rather be in the gym training for my fight than studying about topics I don't like. Like sociology and psychology, I like. Every other thing, it's a little extra. So I feel kind of alienated from myself because I don't get to spend time doing things like hanging out with family and doing this and that. But if we wanted to look at it another way, stay here. How can I use a better example or a different example? Okay, let's take the Army. Sorry guys, there's a lot of topics I'm going to talk about. I'm just thinking of things that relate to me. They're easier to talk about. But let's talk about the Army. We're alienated from everything. Like, when I was active duty, we would, certain times of the year was nothing but in the field. So during that time, you're in the field 2 weeks, come back for a week, gone for a month, come back for a week or two, gone for a week. Like, you're constantly spending long periods of time in the field training. And this alienates people